Have you ever asked yourself why the classic recipe for success, go to school, find a secure job, work hard, save money, and invest in the stock market long-term, never truly sets you free? Perhaps you already feel a subtle unease in the pit of your stomach when you think about this supposedly safe path. After all, you were taught that diligence, honesty, and discipline automatically lead to wealth and independence. But what if this very strategy silently chains you down without you ever noticing? I remember how, as a teenager, I asked my father, "Why do we never really learn about money in school?" He, a highly educated man, simply looked at me helplessly and said, "Because it's not part of the curriculum." Instead, I was expected to learn an honorable profession, work hard, and gradually save up a nest egg. For decades, this has been the unshakable dogma of our society. But the world has changed. Governments are printing money at an astronomical rate. The gap between rich and poor has never been wider, and everything around you screams that old certainties must be questioned. Do you hear that faint crackling in the air, telling you that something is off and that you need to wake up? Many still believe their savings are safe in the bank, and that the supposedly stable career ladder will protect them from any fall. But what happens when the rules of the game have long since changed, and you're still playing by outdated principles? Inflation gnaws at your money like invisible termites on an old wooden beam. Even if you carefully guard every cent, the value of your savings keeps draining away. Ask yourself, is this system that trains you to be a diligent saver truly your friend? Or has it already led you into a dead end? I want to introduce you to a different way of thinking. Imagine no longer being just a tiny cog in a corporate machine, but the one who builds the clock itself. Entrepreneurs learn to make their money work for them, rather than getting up every morning just for a paycheck. They shape their own reality instead of being dazzled by the illusion of security. Can you imagine what it would feel like to be your own architect, instead of blindly following a preset blueprint? We've all been shaped by beliefs handed down since childhood. Be careful with debt. A good education and a secure job are the key to happiness. Save your money. It's your safe haven. But when governments are printing trillions and fortunes fluctuate in seconds on financial markets, that supposed safe haven loses its stability. Your neatly saved boat, your savings, is drifting in choppy waters you can't control. Do you feel the ground shifting beneath your feet? That growing suspicion that the calm waters were just an illusion? Think back to playing Monopoly as a child. You learned that buying small houses step by step leads you to that grand hotel. It was just a game, but it's a simple metaphor for building wealth. Small investments gradually become significant assets. The real tragedy? No one ever taught you how to apply this game in the real world. Instead, you believed a savings account or a simple fund would suffice. Have you ever wondered why nobody taught you how to play the real-life version of Monopoly? Most people crave security, yet security can be deceptive if it's built on blind faith in a decaying system. Many cling to the idea of a steady paycheck, a 9-to-5 job, and the hope that they'll eventually enjoy the fruits of years of work. But as you trade your time for money, you lose something essential: control. Ask yourself, if your job vanished overnight, what would remain of your so-called security? Where you sense scarcity, opportunity also lies hidden. Once you understand that the old rules no longer work, you can set new ones. What if you learned to use debt strategically to build assets instead of being crushed by it? What if you learned how taxes, interest, and cash flow function, so they work for you instead of against you? Can you feel a window opening, a fresh breeze of possibility stirring your stagnant thoughts? Entrepreneurship is more than a business license. It's a mindset, an attitude, a path to actively shaping your future. Entrepreneurs understand that every setback is a lesson, not a final defeat. They develop an internal compass that guides them even when external conditions change. Picture bamboo in a storm, flexible but unbroken. While rigid oaks snap, the supple bamboo bends and then springs back upright once the storm has passed. Will you adapt and grow, or remain rigid and eventually break? Of course, all this may sound tempting, but you might wonder, how do I start? First, by changing your thinking. Read books on financial intelligence. Talk to people who've broken free from the old pattern. Learn how to build a business that's not dependent on your personal labor, one that continues to generate income even while you sleep. Explore digital business models, learn about passive income, real estate, online courses, licenses, and partnerships. Can you imagine what it's like when your day is no longer defined by, do I have to go to work, but rather by, where do I invest my knowledge and money next? Perhaps you now feel both excitement and doubt. Could it be too good to be true? It's not easy. You will fail, make mistakes, have sleepless nights. But each of those moments shapes you. Think of a raw diamond. Only under pressure and with the right cut does it become a magnificent jewel. Are you willing to take this path, even if it's more uncomfortable than the well-trodden one you know? Remember that the world is undergoing unprecedented change. Traditional careers are eroding, professions are disappearing, and new opportunities are emerging. While some desperately cling to old certainties, others ride the waves of change toward new horizons. Will you remain at the harbor or finally set sail? Do you hear the wind whispering that it's time to embark on your journey? Now you might ask, where exactly are these new opportunities? Look around. Technology enables you to start an online business with minimal resources. Platforms give you access to customers around the globe. You can sell knowledge, build digital assets, forge networks that empower you. Invest in yourself, your education, your abilities. Experiment. Test market ideas, find what lights your fire. Real estate also offers chances, not just in the traditional sense, but through innovative models that let you generate passive rental income. Can you feel how the future spreads out before you, diverse and ready to be explored? At the same time, realize that not every path is yours. Some invest in real estate, others in stocks, while others build digital brands or profit from licenses and patents. The key is to find your personal game. Stop following the crowd's advice blindly. Recognize that you are your own benchmark. Will you be brave enough to write your own rules instead of obeying outdated ones? Your social environment matters too. Surround yourself with people who think bigger, who dare to look behind the system's curtain. Leave comfort zones where only routine and convenience keep you trapped. Discomfort is the best breeding ground for growth. Can you feel your mind expanding as soon as you free yourself from limiting relationships and old habits? In the end, it's not just about more money or financial freedom. It's about a new identity. You'll learn not to see setbacks as personal failures, but as compass points guiding you to a better course. You'll understand that true growth always involves a certain amount of risk. Without risk, there is no transformation. Without daring, no harvest. Ask yourself, which is the higher price? A life of supposed safety or the chance to build something truly remarkable? Now the time has come for you to act. Question every so-called certainty that's been drilled into you. Educate yourself. Watch videos, read books, talk with like-minded people, and develop plans. Start small, but start now. Embrace the idea that you can break free from the chains of old beliefs. Feel that energy rushing through your veins as you realize your destiny is malleable. So what are you waiting for? Open yourself up to new ideas and unfamiliar paths. Create structures that not only grant you independence, but also allow you to grow, even when markets rage and old certainties waver. Take the initiative, shift from reacting to acting. It's time to go from being a spectator to becoming the director of your own life. Now is your chance to reset the tracks. Face uncertainty, embrace challenges, and discover how much more lies within you than your old life ever allowed. The question is no longer whether you can do it, but when you will take the first step.